Hi, my name's Al Early. I'm the president of the Oldham County Ministerial Association. I've been in Oldham County for about 18 years, and I've been the president since about the year 2000. And in that period of time, I have worked really hard to try to help the churches of this county grow closer together, believing that as we got closer together, we would have a stronger witness in this community, and we would see a major growth in all the churches of this county. I've prayed for revival in our county. I've prayed for all of your churches, if not specifically, then generally for the churches of Oldham County, that we would all experience a growth in the number of members and a growth in our spiritual power in this community as we witnessed to the people of Oldham County. Since 1975, when the population of Oldham County was about 15,000 people, this community has grown by 45,000 people to about 60,000 today. I don't think any spiritual leader in this community can say that the church growth has anywhere come close to matching that kind of population growth. In fact, I would say that if you look at the number of members of the churches of this community, what you would find is that the percentage of Christians, members of churches, and that's the only definition of Christian I'm using here, it's just members of churches, the percentage of Christians has dropped dramatically since 1975 to somewhere in the range of maybe 20 to 30% of the members of this community are a part of a church community. That is a very low number that matches some of the most struggling religious communities across this country. In that time, there have only been a handful of new church developments that have been successfully established. In that time, there have only been a few churches that have experienced great growth and no churches that can account for the kind of population growth in Oldham County. I have seen many churches close their doors, and I know of 5 churches currently, new church developments all, that are in crisis and probably won't make it. I have personally know 7 ministers who have come to Oldham County to do ministry and have not just left this county, but have left the ministry altogether. I think Ephesians 6:12 gives us good insight into the battle you and I face as spiritual leaders of Oldham County. It says, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the dark forces of this world, the evil forces of this present age. I believe we are in an intense spiritual battle, and no one church can turn it around. In fact, the more we try to turn it around as individual churches, the less successful we'll be. And we dishonor God by showing our disunity, by being unwilling to come together as a community of churches and ask God to heal our churches, heal our land, and heal the people of this community. I know that you're experiencing many of the same things I'm experiencing as far as those health indicators of the community is concerned. The marriages are weaker. The number of people in church is declining fast. The greed and the self-centeredness is way up. There are so many indicators, and I'm not just talking about people outside of the church. You're seeing some of these happening and going up in dramatic fashion in your own church membership. I think our Christian community is struggling greatly for direction and against these dark forces that Ephesians 6:12 tells us about. I want to recommend that we do what 2 Chronicles 7:14 calls us to do. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, and pray, I will heal their land. I think a lot of people pray for Oldham County. They pray that we'll experience good things. You pray for your church, that it will grow. Do we humble ourselves? Do we care about the church down the road? Will we take an evening and ask God to heal our land? Well, I want to invite you to invite your congregation to join me at 2 events on the National Day of Prayer. It is May 7th, Thursday. The first event is our traditional gathering at the gazebo at the LaGrange Courthouse. And that will be at noon. It has not been well attended for a long time, but we will join with Christians all over the country asking for God to make us a better country, to call our people back to becoming the Christian nation that allowed us to have the amazing impact on the world in the few hundred short years that this country has existed. We'll do that again, and I hope that you'll invite your church members to come to the LaGrange Courthouse and join us. And then that evening is a very important event at John Black Community Center at 7 o'clock. We want to gather for an evening of prayer. And in that evening of prayer, we're going to humble ourselves and ask God to forgive us for the divisions we put between ourselves, divisions between denominations, between races, between in our socioeconomic groups, and the unholy traditions that have become internalized by the people who live in this county, that they don't even know they do it anymore. They just accept that it's okay for us to make a lot of money, escape from the community, cocoon in our homes, and give God lip service. I think it's time we join together and say, God, we're sorry that we've become content. I'm okay, so everything's okay. And Lord, I pray you'll touch the hearts of those leaders in this community that I work with. And they'll tell the people who are strong prayers, who want to see a difference in this community. And we'll gather at the John Black Community Center on May 7th, National Day of Prayer, and have an evening of prayer and reconciliation so that we can ask God to heal this land. Will you join me? Please do. If you'd like, there is a gathering of spiritual leaders who's going to meet at the John Black Service Center at 6:45 to pray for our protection against the dark forces, to pray for that land, to pray for that space and those that gather, to pray for our protection so that we can have a powerful gathering of Christians to pray for God to move in this place. Thank you for your time, and God bless your ministry.